Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at a really cool figure from what honestly is one of my favourite Star Wars movies of all time, and that is the Star Wars Rogue One Imperial Director, Krennic. When it came to Rogue One, I love the movie. You can see my review of Rogue One on my channel. I think they did a fantastic job. Jyn Erso, great main character. Cassian as well, the droid. The whole crew in Rogue One I thought was fantastic. I really loved the storyline. I liked, as bad I guess as this will sound, I liked that everyone died in the movie. It meant it was self-contained. You had the Death Troopers that got killed off. The Scarif Troopers got killed off. I loved, in particular, the battle. I'm a sucker for Imperials and the Stormtroopers. For some reason, I always loved the bad guys in Star Wars. I was a sucker for the story they told with director Krennic and also Tarkin, how he ascends to power, how he stabs everyone in the back, how he manipulates the situation to make this guy look incompetent and then take over after he's done all the work. I thought that was brilliant, well executed, and very well done. Taking a quick look at the back of the packaging, you don't get much. You get a small read-up that just says he's the director of the Advanced Weapons Research for the Imperial Military. Orson Krennic is obsessed with the completion of the long-delayed Death Star project. A cruel but brilliant man, Krennic has staked his reputation on the delivery of the functional battle station to the Emperor, which he did very successfully. So with that, let's get this guy opened up and out of packaging. Okay, so here we have Director Krennic opened up and out of packaging, and for all intensive purposes, he's probably my favourite Imperial Admiral, Director, General, whatever you want to call them, Imperial Officer, that's the word. He's my favourite figure by far. He's excellent. I'll bring him forward so you can see the detailing on the face. If you've seen my other Rogue One figure reviews, you'll know that all of the Rogue One figures so far have been absolutely outstanding, and this is no exception. They nailed the detailing on the face. A character who has a very, very brutal death at the hands of the Death Star. What I love is that they haven't cheaped out on this figure in the sense that they've given us a soft goods coat, which is fantastic because it fits nicely. It doesn't wreck the figure, doesn't hinder any articulation, so that's great. Moving through the figure itself, he has the Imperial Navy deco. He comes with his gun, which he uses in the movie. Moving through, taking a look at the back, his pants, paint smudge there, which is a bit of a shame to be honest with you, but otherwise the figure is reasonably good. In terms of articulation, he has a ball jointed head, excellent, swivel in the arms, nothing in the waist. I think there is a swivel, mine's just very stiff, swivel in the leg, and that's about it. So very limited articulation, which is the standard practice with all modern Star Wars figures, but at least we're getting a little bit more with the ball jointed head. A really cool figure. Probably one of my favourite Rogue One figures, if I am completely honest. I'll bring him in with some of the other figures we've gotten in this set. But he's very nice indeed. And just for comparison, we have Krennic with some other incompetent Stormtroopers. As always, the Scarif Trooper and also the Death Trooper. To me, it's really disappointing that they make the Stormtroopers so completely incompetent. The Death Troopers were fantastic up until the moment they actually entered combat, and then they weren't that great at all, and that was very disappointing. They all get killed very, very easily. The other thing, too, that I thought was awful was one of the main guys on the Rogue One team with the heavy blaster, I forget his name. He's literally walking out in the open, and these guys are missing terribly, just completely incompetent. The Scarif Troopers, they look cool, but they're only in one movie, and they're all killed off now, so that's a little bit of a shame. Krennic, though, was by far a standout, great villain, great character, loved his role in the movie. The actor that played him did a fantastic job as well. So there's just a comparison with him and some of the other Rogue One Imperial figures. And just for comparison, because I can, we have Grand Admiral Thrawn, one of the most iconic Star Wars characters of all time. Really happy that he's now been introduced into the Rebels series, but of course most people know him from the comic series. You can see some similarities and some differences with the uniform with Director Krennic. Obviously two completely different times, but the uniforms are very similar. I like that they gave him the white. That to me helped him stand out and was definitely a fine addition. Honestly, I'm a big fan of this figure. I think they've done a fantastic job. He's my favourite Rogue One figure that they've released. Now, all of the Rogue One figures have been a substantial improvement over the stuff that we were getting previously, so that's great. If you find this guy, no ifs, no buts, I think is well worth picking up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review on Imperial Director Krennic.